Hello, welcome to this episode of the Comprehensive Guide to Microsoft Word for the Absolute Beginner. Today, we will be talking about selecting. Now, selecting is something that many of us have done in our browsers, not browsers, in in our browsers, in our text messages. Just we select all the time. Just doing something like this, you can select a whole bunch of stuff. However, to make sure that everyone is on the same page, this video is just here to make sure that everyone knows what I mean when I say select. Now, there are two types of selection. There is selecting an object, and then there's selecting text. So, an object an object can basically be considered anything that is not textual. For example, you can see here, like this is text, and we can see how we select text. It gets kind of this highlight around it, and we can see that this is text. But how do I select something like this in Microsoft Word? This is obviously not letters, it's not text. Well, how you do it is that you can either, is how you do it is you just click the mouse button on it, and it depends what you want to do. In this case, for example, in this case, you see me click it with the right mouse button. And because, or not the right mouse button, the left mouse button, and you can see I kind of get this circle around it, and that lets me do stuff to this picture. I can make changes to this because I've selected it. And so I can do stuff to this object and warp it and stretch it and do whatever. And let me put it back. And if you do, oh my. And if you do it with the right mouse button, you will get all this other stuff. Now, don't worry about the right mouse button. We will mostly focus on the left button, which is just selecting it. And then you have, how do we select text? And, as you can see here, here's some instruction to look at it. But for the mouse, it's very simple. We move the cursor to the beginning or end of the text that we want to select. In this case, I will start from the back because I'll do it both ways. So I move the cursor here by clicking that location using the left mouse button. And then I move my mouse to that location. And then I press and hold the right mouse button. And until I get to where I want to stop. And we can see that the text has changed colors, or its appearance has changed. And then I release the right mouse button and that left mouse button. And now you can see that the text has been highlighted. And we can do the same thing from the beginning. And we release it, the text was highlighted from the beginning and can be highlighted from the end. Now, if you want to use the mouse, not the mouse, the keyboard, you will first, so let me just say, so you will use the arrow keys and the shift button. Now, for now, I'm just going to say, I'm going to copy this text using the keyboard. But I'm going to put the cursor here so I can actually show me moving it. So I move it down, then I just move it all the way to the right. So you can see I'm doing step 1 of the keyboard. I'm moving the cursor to the beginning or end of my text. I then press the arrow key in the direction of the selected text. Oh man, I forgot to put shift. So I hold the shift button on the keyboard and you should see it. Usually the shift button is represented by a key through arrow that points upwards, and I held it too long, so I triggered sticky keys. But you just hold shift and then you just go in the direction of what you want to copy. And if you don't, and you press the arrow keys. Now, if you don't know where the shift and arrow keys are on your keyboard, all you need to do is Google it. Most people, that's something I hope I don't need to make a series about. Just go to Google, type in where's the shift key on my keyboard and where are the arrow keys on my keyboard, and you just click the shift and arrow keys. And you can, and then you can select stuff using the keyboard. So you can see I've moved back to the beginning and I've pressed shift and I'm moving the up keys so I can just get a whole bunch of stuff at the same time. And then I move it pressing the left key so I can just kind of go more slowly, just taking stuff that I want. And then I just move back down again. I'm doing all of that with just the keyboard. As you can see, you can't really see me moving the mouse. I'm just Just pressing the arrow keys. And, and that's how you select using the mouse or keyboard. Anyway, I hope this has been informative for you. And if you have any comments on how I can improve this or things where I didn't go into enough detail, please let me know and have a great day.